In the last tournament, we saw 6 out of 12 competitors beat the second stage. But after a new renewal course, how many will we have this time around? Bowsy Pie, our first competitor, is gonna start us off here on the new tackle machine. You can either jump on the ball like he is doing, or you can push the ball through the tunnel and jump out of it. Then is the Bartek new double salmon ladder. You've gotta do the salmon ladder with the Bartek, but you gotta leap around to face the other side, which he's done. You'll climb up the other set and almost falls there, but a great recovery by Bao. But his time's not the best out of all so far. He's 37 seconds on now to the balance tank, a very brutal obstacle. Almost falls off the front of it, but on now to the metal spin with 30 seconds left on the clock. Bao is gonna jump to the second chain and he's through it. And it looks like Bowsy Pie is gonna clear this second stage. He's gonna be our first clear with 18.5 seconds remaining on the clock. Very well done to Bao, who will be moving on to the third stage on his very first appearance. Now we have a competitor who is very known for failing the second stage, Addison Judah, who has fallen on the first obstacle in both the last two tournaments. But yeah, if he has to continue this curse, he's gonna have to fail this jump right now, which he doesn't. And that is a new personal best for Addison Judah. Very well done. Now for the double salmon ladder. He's on to it and he's starting. He's at the top of the first set. Now he's gonna transition to the second set, which he's done. And now he's gonna climb up. A little bit of a struggle there on that last rung. 42 seconds, 43. On out to the unstable bridge. Taking his time, he does one swing and then two swings. Takes 3 swings on the first board, and then 2 swings on the second board. It's really costing him time. Every second counts on this stage. 30 seconds onto the balance tank. Almost falls off the front just like Bao, but he's on out to the metal spin with 22 seconds left on the clock. Should be enough time if he can really just not go turtle speed, which I don't suppose he will, but he's on out to the wall lifting. Not gonna beat the klaxon, but he is still gonna clear with 8.8 seconds left, and he's moving on to the third stage for the first time in his career. We are going off to a great start, and it got better as things continued, as it's Turtwig 1, who made it to the third stage on his first appearance in the last tournament. Almost broke the stage 2 speed record set by Dragonforce 5312 in the last tournament. However, he was still very quick. He was still really quick on these first few obstacles. A little bit of a struggle there on that first ball on the wall lifting. But he still managed to clear with over 19 seconds on the clock. And then the stage 2 speed record was eventually broken by Kurumi, who made it all the way to the last obstacle on stage 3 in the last tournament. She was able to smash the second stage speed record, not even pausing on the metal spin. And as she dismounts, she still has 30 seconds left as she moved on to the wall lifting and powered through all 3 walls to set a new stage 2 speed record of 25 seconds remaining on the clock. And next up is Min Ninja 712. And before Cyrus asked me, the reason I cut him from this run is that he originally failed the Pokeball on the first stage. But then later, he was saying like that I am not failing this first stage because it will be too shocking for the fans to see. And I'm like, whatever, but I'm still making this your run. And then I accidentally deleted the file, and so then he managed to accidentally make it all the way to the final stage before eventually failing. So yeah, because of this selfishness, saying that it will be too shocking, it's really easy to see. Then why did Nagano not get a redo in Sasuke 19 or so? Anyways, enough of this Cyrus nuisance. Min already onto the metal spin, very laggy right now. Skips the regen part, and he's 25 seconds left on out to the wall lifting. And Min is gonna be our 5th clear with 19.8 seconds remaining on the clock. Alright, penultimate runner, Skeleco, the all-star who has never failed the second stage. He's the only competitor who clears the stage in both of the last 2 tournaments. Can he make it 3 for 3? On top of his all-star rank, he's also pretty much known as Mr. Consistency here on this course because he has done very well, not failed the first stage or the second stage so far. can he continue this and move on to the third stage for the third time in a row? Alright, now he's gonna make the transition, which he's done. And now climbing up the rungs. Alright, one more rung to go, and he's through it. 45 seconds on out to the unstable bridge. And now it's straight onto the regen now for the balance tank. He was very worried about this. Alright, almost falls off the front of it like so many others. On out to the metal spin. 32 seconds left. Alright, pushing it, and he's through it. 27 seconds left. Can Skill beat this second stage? It looks like he can, and that's going to be 3 for 3 on stage 2. 21.6 seconds remaining on the clock. Very well done to Skill. He will be moving on to the third stage for the third tournament in a row. Alright, final runner. It is the grand champion, Dragonforce 5312. He failed the stage in tournament 1, but a very good redemption in the last tournament, setting a speed record that literally lasted like 3 months or so, because it instantly got broken by Kurumi. But yeah, we'll get around it. But Drag really struggling here on the tackling machine. He's finally through it. Already 15 seconds have already passed on this stage. Like I said, every second counts, even though Kurumi cleared with over 25 seconds left on the clock. If you slipped too much on the double salmon ladder, this could really cost you a run. But Drag keeps his concentration, and 45 seconds left as he's onto the unstable bridge. First board, second board, really short swings there. But he is on now to the balance tank, and he's through it. Now onto the metal spin. He's onto the chain, and he rides it around, and he's through it. Now 25 seconds left remaining on the clock. I don't think he's going to beat Skill, but he's going to make it 7 out of 8 on stage 2. 20.1 seconds remaining on the clock, and with that, it is time for the third stage. The third stage of Craft Sasuke. In Tournament 1, 2 competitors got here, neither of them were able to get past. In Tournament 2, 6 competitors got here, 5 of them returned today, and then 2 competitors managed to beat the stage, with 1 achieving total victory. But now in this renewal course, this whole third stage has been redesigned to make it tougher. Will any one of these 7 make it to the final stage and potentially become the second grand champion? Or will the third stage get its revenge and take down all 7 mercilessly? We are about to find out, as the final battle is about to begin. Our first competitor is now at the starting line. It is Bowsy Pie. Bao has been really good at some other courses. I mean, he's achieved total victory twice or 3 times on Cyrus Sasuke, which, in my opinion, is one of the worst competitions. No offense, sorry Cyrus. But anyways, let's talk about Bao here. Bao, on his first appearance, has already made it to the third stage, so a very good job to him. Let's just hope that he can make a very good run. The first obstacle was the flying bar, which he beat easily. Now the redesigned Sidewinder, which he just showed us to do. Now the floating boards, which has been made a lot harder than Tournaments 1 and 2, but Bao is going full send and now meets face to face with the new cliffhanger, the crisscross cliffhanger. Got leap. Oh my gosh, just watch him do it, dude. He's going way too fast here. Bao is a little bit of a speed demon when it comes to competitions, and look at that. He's already past the cliffhanger, already halfway done, and he is continuing to go for broke, full sending the jumping bars. He needs to slow down. Speed kills, especially on stage 3. If you've seen some people, you know that speed kills, but Bao is not listening to me, and he is trying to showboat right now. But 2 more left. Now 1 more, and I told you not to go full send on this, and now he's out on the hang climb. The hang climb has been made a little bit harder. Let's look at the replay of that though. As you can see, Bao did a very good job on these first parts of the third stage, getting through this first 5 obstacles like it was absolutely nothing to him. See here, a beautiful turning and a beautiful grabbing on that second to last ledge on the cliffhanger. But this hang climb is much more tougher than it was in Tournament 2. And then you can see here, he doesn't get the best running start. He's a little bit too far out here, and then he doesn't get to jump for the last hold. And as a result, he is out on the third stage, but still a really good showing. Next up is Addison Judah. Despite his third appearance, this is his first time taking on this third stage, as he failed the first obstacle on stage 2 in both the last 2 tournaments. So, let's see how Addison will do. He's off, and to begin with, the flying bar. Alright, he's gonna go for the first one. Oh, the bar's under the cradle. But a nice recovery by Addison. You see, Addison's one of the slower competitors, but he is really calm and collected. That's how he gets far on these courses. But anyways, Addison already on to the Sidewinder. Alright, he's gonna go for the second pillar. Really laggy right now. That pillar has such delay dropping down. But Addison onto the third one and continues to delay it. He is really laggy right now. I hope that doesn't cost him. But Addison, enough of that saying, is through the Sidewinder. 2 obstacles down, 6 to go. Next up is the floating boards. He's gonna jump onto the first board, wrap around. Now for the second board. He's taking his time, he goes for it. He is the exact polar opposites to Bao and maybe drag or maybe skill, because he is a really slow competitor. He doesn't go necessarily as fast because he knows that speed kills, which is probably a good thing to do. But I mean, if he goes really slow and like fails the wall 3 times, that's basically a guaranteed fail for him. But anyways, Addison, one of 4 competitors to never fail the first stage in 3 tournaments, is on out to the cliffhanger. He makes the 180 grab. Oh, a little bit of showboating there, trying to make that jump sideways. But anyways, Addison now to the biggest flip on this cliffhanger, and he makes it. Addison now onto the final ledge, and he is also onto the back half of the 3rd stage. Very well done to Addison Judah. But now he faces down the jumping bars. It is a lot harder than it looks. He's onto the first bar. He's gonna jump to the second bar. That's the hardest one. And he gets almost slips off the 3rd bar. 4th bar, 5th bar. Now onto the hang climb. He just saw Bao fail here. Hopefully Addison won't fail it. He's gonna use the same strategy as the competitors from the last tournament, and he makes this first ledge. Almost slips off. But Addison now going for the 3rd hold, which he makes it straight to the 4th hold. Now for the 5th one. He's got 2 more. 1 more, and he's on out to the spider, and he comes up short. And Addison fails the exact same jump as Bao does on the hang climb. This obstacle has been made a lot harder from the last tournament, and it is really starting to bite into our competitors now. Addison, you can see him did a very good job here on this first part, but it all fell apart here on this jump. He jumps too early. He doesn't get a running start. He jumps a little bit too early, and he hits his head on the top panel. And see right there, he hits his head, and that completely slows his momentum down. And he is out on the hang climb. Next up is a competitor who is the frog, I guess, Turtwig. It's Turtwig 1 who failed the cliffhanger on stage 3 in the last tournament. He did the worst of the 6 that made it to stage 3 in the last tournament. But nothing embarrassed of that. He's back on stage 3 now. He makes the jump to the 2nd Sidewinder, looking for the 3rd. 1 more. He's got it. Alright, Turtwig, also one of the faster competitors, quickly through the floating boards. And now it's time for revenge on the cliffhanger. He is very worried about this obstacle, but can he get by it? There's the first ledge. Makes the first 180 degrees. Continues to make his way up. If he gets past this, it will be 3 in a row on this cliffhanger, which he almost comes up short. But he is through it, and now for the jumping bars. He's going to go straight for it, full sending it. It is really risky, but he is not afraid. He is onto the hang climb. Alright, he makes the first. On out to the 3rd hold. Turtwig, come on. 4th. Looking for the 5th one. 6th, come on Turt. Come on. He's eyeing it up. He goes for it. Now 1 more, he goes straight for it. Bowen hasn't failed it, but Turt does not. He is onto the spider flip. Turt really concentrating now. Turt pauses, takes a little bit of a breather. He's gonna go up it, make the jump across, and now he's gonna jump. No! Turt! What the hell just happened? It's Turtwig 1. He just failed the spider flip. I don't believe it. Let's go back to that real quick. Turt took a lot of time on the 6th one, but he went straight for the 7th one, but he gets his angles correctly and he manages to land on the corner. But this is where it all fell apart, the spider flip. As you can see, he gets a really good turning, but he forgets to jump for the bottom ledge, and that costs him. He couldn't pull himself back, and a really good run just comes to an end, and Turt is out. Well, we still have 4 runners left, and next up is Kurumi, who made it all the way to the last jump on stage 3 in the last tournament. Alright, Kurumi makes the first one straight into the second one. Now for the sidewinder. Alright, Kurumi's gonna make it. Remember, Kurumi is on mobile, but she has proved herself. She has achieved total victory twice on Phoenix's Roblox Ninja Warrior. But Kurumi now also one of the faster competitors here. Kurumi makes the 3rd board, looking for the 4th. She's through it. Kurumi has produced the 2nd best ever newcomer performance, only behind Cyrus, who I don't want to talk about anymore. But Kurumi is on now to the crisscross cliffhanger. One more ledge, goes straight for a perfect landing. 10 out of 10, as she is now onto the jumping bar, straight into it. Alright, into the 3rd bar, full sends the rest of it, on now to the hang climb. She beat this in the last tournament. Can she do it again? Kurumi eyeing down the 6th one. She's got it now, 1 left for the 7th one. She goes, and she comes up short as well. Kurumi, the 3rd competitor to fail on the hang climb. All 3 have fallen on that last jump. Kurumi, let's take a look at the replay. She did a very good job here on these first 6. But that 7th one is so tricky to land. You need to get your angles perfectly, just like Turt, and aim for the corner. She aims too far. She tries to grab the edge. And she fails. That's what we call bad technique. You want to aim it perfectly. And she does a perfect late jump, but her angles, look at that. She aims for the horizontal and not the corner, and she is out. Really bad luck to Kurumi, but we are down to the 3 all-stars, starting with Min Ninja 712, who also failed the last jump on stage 3. How will he do this time around? There's DJ Dilly in the background. He failed the Pokeball on stage 1, unfortunately, but let's talk about Min here. Min, he failed the brick climb on stage 2 in tournament 1, but he did get a huge bit of revenge, really good taste of revenge. But Min, on now to the floating boards, onto the 3rd one, 4th, he goes for it and he makes it. Now for the dismount, and now onto the cliffhanger. Min's gonna sit down, really take a break. Min now really take a breather. Remember the 30-second time limit. Alright, Min wants chalk, but Drag doesn't give him. But Min, 30 seconds. Alright, 30 seconds, Min, go. 30 seconds. I said go. Time's up. Hey. Okay, no more chalk for the rest of his run. Okay, Min, anyways, on now to the cliffhanger, makes the jump to the 4th ledge, makes the first 180-degree jump really nicely. 1 more to go. He lands it. Alright, Min, now onto the jumping bars. Eyeing it down. He's gonna sit down again until he is really, really focused. He does not want to make a silly mistake. Min. Alright, finally, he's back. Alright, doesn't sit up. Go. Oh, my screen's glitched. But Min, what the hell? Min, alright, well, he's through it, onto the hang climb. This just took out Kurumi. And also Bao and Addison earlier. Can Min become the second to beat it? Min on now to the... Alright, almost comes up short there on the fifth one. One more. Min gonna use this strategy, which works out. Onto the spider flip. Turt failed this earlier. Alright, he's gonna jump up, make the grab. Now this is where Turt failed. Min gets it! Can you finally stop, Min? Finally, he's on the car, and he... Please don't do this, Min. Or he's on the car, he's gonna go for it! No, Min! No! He got his... the trajectory! Darn it, Min, you are so close! Let's take a look at that in slow motion. You can see him, he really wanted to get to the final stage. But it just wasn't enough for the second tournament in a row. He went straight for witches, but you can see that right there. He jumps too late. And the car starts tilting as soon as that happens. And the car starts tilting to the right. That makes it impossible to save. And even though he jumped at the perfect timing, it was too late. And Min, for the second tournament in a row, is out on the final jump on the third stage. Next up we have Skeleco. He is the penultimate runner. And Min was there in the last tournament. Addison now gonna slap for skill. Alright, here we go. Skill onto the flying bar. Skill onto the second cradle, the third cradle, and on now to the sidewinder. Or he's gonna get down to the first one, sideways on the second one. Skill really going for speed. But Skill is of course one of the fastest competitors here on this course, but Skill really taking a lot of focus here. Alright, and you know what's happening next. Addison, get over here, give him his chalk. Alright, where is Addison? Oh, there he is. Alright, now here we go. Alright, Addison, now cover all that chalk all over him. Alright, now Skill full of chalk onto the cliffhanger. He's gonna, oh, the camera, what are you doing? Well, he's made the jump either way. Onto the final jump, the final big jump, which he perfectly lands. Perfect execution from Skill, and he also is onto the back half. Really successful on the first half, but the back half really dominating our competitors. If Skill can beat the jumping bars, it's a new personal best for him. Alright, Skill now taking his time onto the first one. Almost slips off second, third, fourth, fifth, and he's through onto the hang climb. This is already taking out 3 competitors. Skill now going for it. Oh, almost comes up short there on the third one, almost undershot it. But Skill, now 2 more left to go. Alright, Skill, 1 more left to go. Now on to the last one. No! Skill! No! Skill, no! He missed the hang climb again! The 4th competitor to fail the hang climb. What is going on today? You can see here, Skill did a very good job of landing on that 6th one. But But like Addison, he hits his head. You can see he gets a good jump onto the 6th one, but he jumps too early, a little bit too late, or maybe too early. We can take a look at here again, I'm not too sure. Let's take a look at it again. He jumps too late, hits his head, and he fails. Throughout this tournament, we have seen heartbreak here on stage 3. All of the 6 competitors that have ran have all failed heartbreakingly, whether they were mis-executing some things or simple mistakes. This 3rd stage has been dominating all of our competitors. It all now comes down to this. One competitor that can save this tournament from defeat on the 3rd stage. As he's coming into this tournament, he has the total victory under his belt. It is the Grand Champion, Dragonforce 5312. Going to the tournament, many people would see that he would make it to the final stage for the 2nd tournament in a row. But can he do it? Going to this tournament, Drag is obviously one of the best, if not the most considerable competitor to make it to the final stage. But Dragon has a lot of pressure on him. The entire tournament is on his shoulders. Can he make it to the final stage for the 2nd tournament in a row? Or is this where the tournament ends on the 3rd stage, like in Tournament 1? Dragon is off onto the flying bar. If he makes a single mistake, this tournament is officially over. No competitors will make it to the final stage. Dragon does not want that to happen. But anyways, Drag already onto the Sidewinder. Dragon now taking his time. See, Drag is also one of the fast competitors, but he is a little bit more considerate here on the 3rd stage. He goes really slow, which is probably a good thing. And he is now through the Sidewinder and onto the floating boards. He's onto the first one. Wraps around. Oh, goes horizontally. He goes horizontal again. This is really risky for Dragon, but he is not afraid. He's onto the cliffhanger. Here we go. He goes into it. He's gonna make the Shin cliffhanger first, and then the crazy cliffhanger, and then the crazy cliffhanger again. He makes the first transition. And now the big one. He's gonna flip around back to the other side, which he's got. And with that, all 7 competitors, or please don't fail. Come on now, Drag. Don't fail now. There we go. All 7 competitors made it to the back half. Really well done to our competitors. Drag onto the jumping bars. Going for the straight technique. Alright, he knows the sand climb is tough. It's taken out 4 competitors. Bao, Addison, Kurumi, and Skill. All 4 have failed the exact same jump. Drag does not want to become the 5th competitor to fail. Dragon. Oh, almost slips off there. 1 more to go. So many have failed here. Drag lands it! And with that, Drag has secured a podium finish for the 3rd tournament. Oh my gosh! Almost falls off the spider flip. Here's where Turt failed earlier. Drag. Alright, now for the flip. Easy for Drag. Here's where Turt failed. Dragon has it. Dragon has it. He is moving on to the flying car. Min had a tragic ending here. He car crashed. But will Dragon make it to the final stage for the 2nd tournament in a row? It all comes down to one obstacle. One jump. Here we go, Dragon. Everyone holds their breath. The music stops. This is it. All or nothing. Drag. Here we go. He goes for it. No! Drag! No! The tournament is over on the 3rd stage. No! I cannot believe it. Dragon has failed the 3rd stage. An absolute tragedy. Drag. He gets 1st place for the 2nd tournament in a row, but he wanted more than that. He wanted to get to the final stage for the 2nd tournament in a row. But that we'll have to wait for another tournament. He was so close. I mean, he got through the first 7 obstacles like it was nothing to him. It was like that he had did this in his brain 10,000 times before running this 3rd stage. But let's take a look at what happened here. He gets a good start on the car, but he jumps just a little bit too early. And he doesn't jump twice on the dismount. He only doesn't jump at all. And the stun script gets him. And even though his head got to the landing pad, it wasn't enough. And because of that slight mistake, it is game over. No competitors will make it to the final stage of this tournament. Such a tragedy. And with that, the 3rd tournament of Craft Sasuke has officially come to a close. 50 competitors came to take on the hardest course Craft Sasuke has had to offer, and no one was able to defeat all 4 stages and become the 2nd Grand Champion. But let's take a look at the top 3. For the 2nd tournament in a row, Dragonforce 5312 is our 1st place finisher, as he did touch the final platform, whereas Ninja 712 did not. His Turtwig 1 made it all the way to the spider flip, but he made a costly mistake, thus finishing in a proud 3rd place finish. And here is the music used for this video. The question marks on the bottom is something you have to stay tuned for at the very end of this video. Now before we leave, I would like to thank the competitors that ran this tournament. No matter if you failed the very first jump on the 1st stage, or the lone fail on the 2nd stage like Jake, or if you come painfully close to total victory like Drag or Min on the very last jump on the 3rd stage, you are still a part of this tournament, and I would like to thank you for competing. Despite this being a renewal course, I saw this tournament as a success, as we saw 7 competitors make it to stage 3, and thus we can expect tournament 4 to be an even larger and much tougher course than this tournament. Stay tuned for that, as tournament 4 has just started construction. But it will be a much harder renewal course than we have ever seen, so stay tuned for that. But for now, I am CraftBattle3028, and this is the end of Tournament 3 of Craft Sasuke. Farewell everyone, and I'll see you in the announcement video of Tournament 4 of Craft Sasuke.